Scott, come on up when you're ready, buddy.
Oh, I'm gonna chat with Carol.
You missed our
For coffee time with you, buddy, yeah.
How are you guys? Very good.
Sniffling.
Good morning. Sniffling.
Good morning. How are you?
No tie today.
No time. It's Friday.
Got casual Friday.
Blue Jean Friday. My favorite day of the week.
Thank you, Scott.
And something makes me think I'm not the only one in the facility who has an affection for Fridays. Real quick. You can see our volume for September. Remaining consistent. Year to date, we're still down on the inpatient side, about 89 inpatient days through September. So I will offer that as a kind of a big picture view of where things have gone, how things have gone through the first 3 quarters. I will say, despite our inpatient numbers being down in the aggregate, financially, we're doing a little bit stronger than last year, so I really tip my hat to all the cost-saving initiatives that the staff has put forward. Again, want to continue to thank Carol and all the grant funds that have been made available to the county and our generous funders. And we'll just continue being fiscally responsible and taking care of the patients who show up, and understand that we can control what we can control, and that is our expenses and our patient satisfaction levels. So again, on the inpatient side, down. Outpatients have remained steady right there between 2,500 and 2,700. Our new outpatient providers have helped Dr. Meyer and Dr. Kaziz, in addition to the telemedicine, which hasn't really taken off as much as I had expected. It's still going, but I was expecting a little bit more rapid expansion of the providers that would become available to us. And although those providers have become more and more available, it's still not a heavily utilized service. It's being utilized, but not necessarily as much as I thought it would. Our clinic is going really strong here the last couple months, so that's encouraging. As you know, the clinic often feeds the hospital, so I am pleased to see those numbers on the clinic side. We had a no-notice inspection from the state and CMS. We had not been inspected for many, many years, so they showed up 3 Mondays ago, 3 Mondays ago, and were with us all week, and that went well. Certainly areas for improvement identified, but I was pleased, particularly the no-notice nature of those. You know, they can come in at any second. Prior to their arrival, we had some pretty significant staff turnover, to include the day that they arrived, but I just really am proud of the way that people kept their head down and welcomed them and ushered them through the week in such professional fashion. And like I said, there were several areas for improvement that I identified. A lot of them were corrected right there on the spot, which always helps, you know, when you can correct things as they are identified. Mm-hmm. Some small facility improvements that are needed, you know, segregating our laundry area, things that won't incur a large capital expense, but you know, we'll have to get taken care of. And then we also had the state fire marshal come through as well. So from the last time I saw you, we've been under the microscope, but all things considered, I haven't been losing any sleep based on the results of those surveys. And again, just very proud of the staff. We are getting ready for EMR migration that will begin after Christmas, probably be fully implemented in June on the hospital side. We're moving from our electronic medical health record that we currently have with Clinical Suites to Cerner. as I'm sure you're familiar with, Mr. Radcliffe, that's a huge migration. The Air Force moved to Cerner, and that was several years ago now, but those kind of transitions take a lot of time and patience and man hours, but certainly going to make it as smooth as possible. There's several other Great Plains facilities that are already migrating to Cerner. We were in kind of the third wave. There's 5 total. So the first wave is in the midst of their migration. I spoke to the Smith County CEO this week, and he is in the first wave. He said so far things are going relatively smoothly, although they haven't pushed the green button. So they're still kind of in the implementation phase, and he's a little bit anxious on how it will go there after Christmas once they do officially make the switch. But he said the customer service that he's received from the implementation team has been phenomenal. So he had pretty good things about their transition year to date. One of the huge concerns is the fact that, at least on the clinic side, the ambulatory side of Cerner, you can't migrate old patient records. And so, obviously, if you come into the clinic, one of the first things that they'll do is look at your patient medical history, and if that is not transferred over to Cerner, that could make things pretty cumbersome up front. So, particularly in Smith County, they're anticipating longer appointment times as they have to bounce between systems and look up patient data and work to get things fully migrated. But again, that will be something that we look to take advantage of lessons learned from those hospitals in the first 3 cohorts and make it as painless as possible for our patients. We still have several staffing vacancies that we're working to fill. I think we still need 2 RNs. We're looking for an EVS director and a maintenance director. So still looking at some staffing challenges, but certainly have people who have stepped into those roles, and I'm very appreciative for their initiative and leadership. And then I guess just in summary, year to date our volume remains down compared to last year, which, as you know, was a rough year. Thankfully, we were able to curtail our expenses, and certainly would not say it's been a financially strong year by any means, but despite the lower inpatient days, we have done a little bit better financially. So that's a synopsis on that front. Our inspections went well. We're working hard to fill our staffing vacancies, and expecting as we head into the flu season that we can finish the year out on a relatively high note. So any questions for me?
Appreciate it, Scott.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. It's all right. I have 5 kids.
I don't think there's a germ that can touch me at this point.
Here comes Dave, my hand.
Oh, you're right. Good. Thanks,
It's
guys.
chasing my 4 kids that does it to me.
Exactly.
See you, Scott.
All right.
Since Dave's not here, I don't know if you guys have 5 minutes that we can go into executive session to talk about non-elected personnel with Ryan and I.
Sure. It's a vote.
What is it for?
Non-elected personnel for 5 minutes.
Make a motion that we go into executive session for 5 minutes for non-elected personnel.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Okay, you're to shut down now, about 5 minutes. And Deb, you're welcome to stay.
Okay,
You want to come up?